Most people believe success begins at the finish line. They imagine the promotion, the dream home, the applause, the freedom, or the recognition. They spend years staring at the destination, hoping that one day everything will finally fall into place. But the truth is far more powerful. Success is not created at the finish line. It is created in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It is built through the habits you repeat, the promises you keep to yourself, and the work you choose to do every single day. The greatest reward is never the trophy. The greatest reward is the person you become while earning it. Think about planting a tree. You don't put a seed into the ground and expect a full-grown tree the next morning. You water it, you protect it, you give it sunlight. Day after day, it appears as if nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are growing. Those invisible roots determine whether the tree will stand strong years later. Your goals work the same way. Every disciplined action you take is building roots that nobody can see. Long before the world notices your success, your character is already being formed. Unfortunately, most people quit during the invisible stage. They work for a few weeks, don't see immediate progress, and convince themselves it isn't working. They mistake silence for failure. But progress is often invisible before it becomes obvious. The work is changing you long before it changes your circumstances. That's why successful people become obsessed with the process instead of the outcome. When your focus is only on results, every delay feels like defeat. But when your focus is on daily improvement, every day becomes a victory because you're keeping your promise to yourself. Ask yourself this question. Would you still do the work if nobody applauded? Would you still practice if nobody noticed? Would you still improve if success took years instead of months? If the answer is yes, you've discovered something incredibly valuable. You've learned to value growth over recognition. That mindset changes everything. Many people dream about reaching the top of the mountain. Very few prepare for the climb. They admire successful people but ignore the years of practice, mistakes, failures, and discipline that made those achievements possible. The climb is never glamorous. It demands patience. It demands consistency. It demands resilience. Yet without the climb, there is no view from the top. Every meaningful achievement requires repetition. A musician masters thousands of practice sessions. An athlete improves through countless workouts. An entrepreneur succeeds after solving hundreds of problems. A writer completes one page at a time. Nobody skips the process. Every expert was once a beginner who simply refused to stop. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing motivation creates action. In reality, action creates motivation. You won't always feel inspired. You won't always wake up excited. Some mornings you'll feel tired. Some evenings you'll feel discouraged. Those are the moments that matter most. Because discipline begins where motivation ends. Anyone can work when they feel like it. Champions work because they made a commitment. They understand that emotions change, but standards remain. Every day presents two choices. Choose comfort or choose growth. Comfort feels good today. Growth feels rewarding tomorrow. The person you become depends on which choice you make more often. Remember this. Small actions may seem insignificant, but they compound over time. Reading 10 pages every day doesn't seem life-changing. Saving a small amount each week doesn't seem extraordinary. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes daily doesn't feel impressive. But months become years. Years become decades. Eventually, those tiny actions create extraordinary results. Consistency always beats intensity. A single day of massive effort cannot replace months of disciplined work. Imagine building a brick wall. One brick appears meaningless, but place another, then another, then another. Eventually, a strong wall stands before you. Your habits are those bricks. Every promise you keep becomes another layer of confidence. Every disciplined choice strengthens your identity. Confidence isn't something you magically discover. Confidence is earned. It grows every time you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. If you consistently break promises to yourself, your confidence disappears. If you consistently honor your commitments, your confidence becomes unshakable. That's why keeping small promises matters. Wake up when you planned. Finish what you started. Do the workout. Read the chapter. Complete the task. Small victories create powerful identities. Eventually you stop saying, "I'm trying to become disciplined." Instead, you become someone who naturally follows through. Identity always follows repeated behavior. Don't wait to become confident before taking action. Take action until confidence becomes the natural result. Many people attach their happiness to future achievements. I'll be happy when I earn more. I'll be proud when I get promoted. I'll enjoy life when I finally succeed. But that way of thinking creates endless dissatisfaction, because every time one goal is reached, another one appears. Happiness keeps moving farther away. Instead, learn to appreciate the process. Celebrate showing up. Celebrate finishing today's work. Celebrate becoming slightly better than yesterday. Progress deserves recognition long before perfection arrives. The process itself becomes rewarding. When that happens, success is no longer stressful. You stop chasing validation. You start chasing excellence. Ironically, that's when results begin to arrive. Not because you were obsessed with them, but because your habits made them inevitable. Life rarely rewards shortcuts. Shortcuts often create temporary success. Real success is built on strong foundations. Character, integrity, discipline, patience. These qualities cannot be purchased. They must be practiced. The world may only notice your achievements, but your future is built by the habits nobody sees. The early mornings, the late nights, the extra effort, the difficult conversations, the uncomfortable decisions. Those invisible moments shape visible success. There will be seasons when nothing seems to change. Trust those seasons. A seed doesn't stop growing simply because you cannot see it. Neither do you. Every challenge teaches something valuable. Every setback builds resilience. Every obstacle develops wisdom. Nothing is wasted if you keep moving forward. Growth often happens quietly. One day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Not because one extraordinary event changed everything, but because thousands of ordinary decisions quietly transformed your life. Success is never one giant leap. It's thousands of disciplined steps taken consistently. Remember that. The scoreboard doesn't determine your worth. The effort does. Results come and go. Titles change. Money rises and falls. Recognition fades. But the person you become stays with you forever. Skills remain. Wisdom remains. Character remains. Those are the real rewards. When you stop measuring yourself by outcomes, pressure begins to disappear. You no longer panic when progress feels slow. You simply return to today's work. That's all you control anyway. Today's effort, today's attitude, today's choices. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Imagine if every day you simply asked one question. Did I become a little better today? If the answer is yes, then you already succeeded. Because improvement compounds. Tiny gains become remarkable transformation. Never underestimate what disciplined consistency can accomplish over several years. People often overestimate what they can achieve in 1 month. They dramatically underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years. Stay patient. Stay committed. Stay focused. Fall in love with learning. Fall in love with improving. Fall in love with becoming stronger than your excuses. Eventually the results will arrive. But by then, something incredible will have happened. The results will no longer be the most valuable thing you've earned. You will have built confidence that cannot be shaken, discipline that cannot be stolen, character that cannot be bought, and purpose that doesn't depend on applause. That's real success. So stop staring at the finish line. Look at today's work. Do the next right thing. Finish the next task. Honor your commitments. Protect your habits. Trust the process even when progress feels invisible. Because every day you show up, you're casting another vote for the person you're becoming. One day those votes become your identity. That identity creates your future. And that future creates the results you once dreamed about. So don't become obsessed with the scoreboard. Become obsessed with the work. The work builds the person. The person creates the success. And the success becomes nothing more than proof of who you've already become. Keep showing up. Keep improving. Keep believing. The journey itself is the greatest reward. And every disciplined step you take today is shaping a future that your present self can barely imagine.